Hello and welcome to Meteorology 105. I wanted to take a few minutes before class starts on Tuesday and go over the syllabus and kind of the Canvas course shell. The course is not open yet, but it will open tomorrow, and I will send you an email letting you know how the first week needs to go. So I am going to share my screen. And when you click on the meteorology course shell, you should go right to the home page. And on the home page is a welcome video. I did make this last year. It's just got a little background about me personally. In addition to this online class, I also teach physical science and astronomy on the Dodge City campus face-to-face. Below the welcome video is what will be this video, and then a Zoom link if we ever need to meet up one-on-one via Zoom, and some other Canvas navigation orientation. If you're not familiar with Canvas, you might want to go through that, and then about the instructor. If you do watch the welcome video, my best buddy in there, Ribby, I actually had to put him down right before classes started last fall, but rest assured, I have a new best buddy now that I just got over Christmas. He will probably start to help me with class videos a little later when he gets more comfortable. The tab you'll want to use the most is over here, modules. And that will take you to kind of everything you need to know, and you'll be able to just click on links from there. The first assignment you have is introduce yourself to classmates. If you could do this sometime this upcoming week, that would be great. And then there is a link to the textbook. We will only use the textbook. We will not use any other, none of the Mind Tap or anything like that from Cengage, just the textbook. And you need to make sure that you can access the textbook. I know you have to be set up in Cengage, and if you can't, let me know. I can direct you to somebody who can help you get set up. And then we go by modules, and the modules do match up with the chapters. And then the other thing you need to be concerned with is the syllabus. And so it's the Conch syllabus tab. And my internet's a little slow, and it will start with what class it is, mission statement of the college's CLOs. It's an online class, so it's asynchronous. You can kind of work when you have time to work on it. And then it's got my contact information here, my email and my phone number. It's fine if you want to call or text me, just let me know who you are and what class you're in specifically. And if you are an area student, I'm on campus. If you're Dodge City area, I'm on campus. You can come by and see me during my office hours. If that doesn't work for you, we can schedule another time. That's not a problem. The reason my office hours are the way they are is because there's a lot of days I have meetings at 3, and but we will find a time to meet outside of that if we need to. And usually most things we handle through email and text messages. Got a little course description, our KBOR outcomes. This is a Kansas Board of Regents approved course. It will transfer and meet any physical or natural science lab requirements for all Bachelor of Arts degrees, non-STEM degrees, and it will count as an elective even for some science courses. We'll use the Cengage textbook. That's free. It's online. You should not have to pay anything for it. And then how the course is structured. We will have discussion questions. There'll be 15% of your grade. There'll be 2 of them a week. You need to post your response usually by Fridays. before the module is due. So the module 1 discussion questions will need to be posted by the 20th. The work for module 1 will be due on the 23rd. And your initial post has to be by Friday. You can respond anytime after that to the 2 other discussion posts. Make your responses a discussion. Simply saying, good point, good job, I agree. That's not really a discussion. You won't receive credit for that. But post responses that facilitate discussion. Discussions that are more than a week late will not receive any credit. The purpose of a discussion is to discuss. And if you come back trying to bring your grade up in May and post on a discussion that is 6 weeks old, that's really not much of a discussion. Below is a rubric for the discussions. If you do not receive full credit, I will attach the rubric to there so you know what you need to work on. And then there's tests, which are 30% of your grade. They are all open book, open note. They're anywhere from 2 to 20 multiple choice short answer questions, mostly short answer. Most of the short answers have multiple parts. You have to explain your answer. If it's a calculation, you'll need to show or explain any of your work, give examples. So please read the questions thoroughly and make sure you address all parts. If you don't receive full credit on a short answer question, I will usually include a comment as to why. And then labs and projects are actually 55% of your grade. They'll be set up for each module. Some modules won't have a lab due with them, but that'll be because there's a bigger lab or project coming up that you should be working on by then. We will start out with a fair amount of math. Some misconceptions of meteorology is people don't realize how much math, chemistry, and physics are involved. And so the first 5 or 6 modules are fairly math or a little more math intensive than the others. And you need to show all your work on the labs, on the test. Anytime you do not show your work, you will not receive credit, even if your answer is right. And labs that are more than 2 weeks late will not receive any credit. There's the breakdown. Our grading scale at Dodge City Community College is just your standard 90, 80, 70, 60. Course policies, cheating. Cheating will not be tolerated. Please don't. All work submitted for this class must be your original work. Okay, do not Google the test questions and copy and paste the answers for the questions. Is it okay to use outside resources? Absolutely. Even there's discussion questions where I specifically ask you to research other things. That's fine, but copy and pasting is a form of plagiarism. If you're copy and pasting the questions on the test, I will probably just the first time I'll not give you credit for that question. The second time I'll give you a 0 on the entire test. The third time I will just report you to academic affairs and recommend you drop the class. Same way with labs. If you cheat on labs, and yes, there's people who like to just copy other labs from other people. Unfortunately, this causes problems when there are different versions of the lab, and I will just give you a 0 on that assignment the first time. The second time, I'll report it to the academic affairs office. Okay. Again, discussions that are more than a week late won't receive any credit, and labs and tests that are 2 weeks late may not receive any credit. The college's policies will use the conch mail. That is how I will communicate with you. And then a little more in-depth look at the academic integrity policy. And if you go to the handbook, it will give you the procedure with that, the due process if you've been accused of academic dishonesty. Attendance and participation. If you get about 3 or 4 modules behind, I'm just going to send an email to your advisor recommending that you drop the course. And then below we have the course outline. Module chapter 1 will be due next Monday, January 23rd. But remember, the discussion, the initial discussion post will be due Friday, January 20th. Okay. I'll kind of walk you through the module 1. First, what will pop up in the overview is some PowerPoint notes that go along with the textbook, give you some different or better visuals. The KBOR outcomes for this module, the common learning outcomes, summary of the chapter. So just some basic information. And then your first discussion post will be on weather and climate. That'll be our first topic and the difference between the two. And then the next discussion post will always be the muddiest point, interesting information. And feel free to discuss your thoughts and reflections on the lab in this discussion post. And then our first lab will be a weather versus climate, pretty basic, just kind of make sure you support and explain your answer. And the link here, the Word document, it's the same thing as in here. I don't really care if you print off stuff, do it on paper and take pictures or scan it back in, that's fine, and submit it that way, that's fine. If you take pictures and attach the pictures, that is fine. On this particular one, you can also do it. It's set up, you can submit it online as an attachment, or you can answer these in a text box with a question. It doesn't really matter to me. The first few labs that are math intensive, it's a lot easier doing paper and pencil than it is to do them electronically, but I am okay either way. And then this one, you'll just have a test. It's 25 points. You'll have 45 minutes. It's mostly short answer questions. And then this first week's pretty short. Go to the module 2 overview and repeat the process. It works out to about 1 module per week. Okay, stop the share. All right. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in several different places, and I look forward to reading your introductions this week and learning more about you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.